Oh, welcome to the Sorare in the States podcast. Wow, haven't said that in a while. With me is Chris, the MLS card guy. What's up? We're here to talk the Olympic national team roster because that dropped, and we love the Open Cup. We love the dang Open Cup. So we're going to be here. We're going to talk about it. We're not talking about that other cup right now. All right.
Yeah.
Two leagues, one cup. All right. We're not talking
Boycott
about
that
that
one.
today. All right. All right. We're going to be talking about the only cup that matters, a real traditional American cup that matters, the Open Cup. So we're going to do all that fun stuff for you guys today. Hey, thanks for hanging out. Vic, what's up in the chat first? Red or Dead, good evening. Good evening. Dia, evening. And
You think he's
Alex,
hiding, but he's not.
Daniel in here talking smack, saying Alex is hiding. In fact, SKC is hosting FC Dallas in the Open Cup tonight as we speak. Daniel, I got to tell you, it's your birthday. I hope you get an FC Dallas win, but I got to let you know, Alex is not hiding. We actually, Sorare in the States has sent our man, Alex, to the game himself to do some media coverage. He is there to be there in person,
IRL.
doing all the write-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and the whole write-up is just going to be about Paul Areola. That's the tweet. Red cards incoming. What's the over/under on red cards tonight? Because it could get a little spicy.
6.5.
6.5 red cards. Everybody go home. Nobody gets to play.
Yes.
Field reporter? No, not yet. We don't have that access yet, Daniel. We got to get our views up for that one. Oh,
wow.
Hey, speak of the devil.
Of course.
Look at that.
All right, now we can start trash talking SKC because we know he's here now. So
yeah.
I think we can be honest and just say that they have no chance in this game.
That's right. SKC, good luck. But hey, both of these teams, FC Dallas, SKC, it's the only thing they really have going from this season.
They both need it.
I hope you go out there and have fun. Just like Atlanta.
Same thing with Indy 11.
RIP ATL. Mike Basson in here to hang out with the homies. What is up? Love it. But yeah, let's talk about it. We're going to talk Open Cup. We're going to talk the Olympics. I say we start with the Olympics because why not? Because why not? Let's see. I have this pulled up somewhere. Boom. The roster. Chris, have you even looked at this roster?
I have not. I mean, I've looked at projections for it, and I know who the 3 overage players were, which is important. So I don't think any of these names are really that surprising, to be fair. But I think it's an interesting mix. I think it's lacking a little bit of playmaking ability outside of Georgi Mihailovic, but we'll see how they do. I mean, I haven't seen other teams. Like it's tough to judge this without seeing other teams' rosters. So
right. Which, assuming, I'm sure France is loaded. I'm sure Spain is stacked. I'm sure Germany, you don't want to face it. And on top of that, the U.S., the Olympic team, they play France first. So on top of that, it is going to be.
Do we know the French team? Like, can we 1v1 them? Because I'll try to find the French team.
Yeah. See if you can find it. Vic brings up the good point. When Special Olympics, when the Olympics special tournament on Sorare, exactly. That should be. Well, I mean, granted, the tournament's not for like another month or so. It doesn't start for a while. They're just going to camp early, trying to get prepared for this. So yeah, they did say they were going to cover it though. So hopefully it'll probably be a special weekly. Nothing special. I doubt they go all out. They set the bar high for the Euros, and we're just going to get the scraps for all these other special tournaments. Yeah, and it's one of those things. No, they did not. There were a lot of teams that denied. That's a good place to start. There's a lot of teams that denied participation from this.
There's not
biggest
that many
one
teams in it.
No, but talking about like teams that didn't let their players go.
Oh yeah.
Like Aiden Morris was one of them. Apparently, Brandon Vasquez, they denied his release too. Diego Luna didn't even get the freaking call. So that's
Neither
a thing.
did Cole Bassett.
Neither did Cole Bassett, but his homie, Georgi Mihailovic did. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting choices on this roster. Most of the overage players going to center back, which I guess defense wins games, so that's a thing.
And they were just they're very thin at that position anyway. Like Dietz is the only center back that they have at the U23 level. So I think they needed that.
Where's my dog, Jalen Neal?
He's not playing for the Galaxy though. You need people that are in form, you know.
I mean, he's fine when he plays. He just plays every other game. That's all. But hey, we do have Patrick Schulte and Gaga Slonina as the goalkeepers. Who do you think starts this? Does Patrick Schulte get the shout because he's been playing for Columbus? He's been in form where Slonina hasn't really been playing, but he's probably the next guy up, no?
I think Sonina played a lot in Belgium, if I'm not mistaken. I think he played at Eupen this year. And I think he did very well. So I think he's probably the starter, but I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think I believe I found the French team, although I'm not sure. This doesn't look very official, but I mean,
if it doesn't look official, then what is it?
I don't know if this is definitely too many people, and it's from June, but so I don't know if this is like the actual team or not. But
Mbappe won't be there though, so that's a good thing.
That's true.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
But there are plenty of other good French players except for Mbappe. So, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, but like this is what I found. Thierry Henry announced his France squad for the Olympics. Lacazette is in here. Interesting.
I did hear that. I actually did hear that. That is confirmed, I think.
Bradley Barcola, Matthias Tell, good players. Kone, Zaire Emery's at PSG. So, I mean, it's France. Like, they're going to have a good team. But to be fair, I don't know a ton of these guys, especially the defenders. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Javik does bring it in that it is not official because Chevalier is not selected. But I know Lacazette
This is way too many names. So, like, maybe
this
was the like first draft. But yeah, I couldn't find anything else.
Oh yeah, I guess Bayern refused. Which is why are the Olympics not like a FIFA sanctioned tournament?
Because the Olympics are run. The Olympics are run by the Olympic Committee and not FIFA. FIFA has their own tournaments. That's like the USL not allowing its players to go play for MLS teams, or vice versa. MLS teams not allowing their players to go play for USL. They're like two semi-competing organizations to some degree. And yeah, the Euros and Copa America are not at the same time as the Olympics, so it doesn't completely directly conflict. But there's only so many viewing hours that people have, and
yeah, tell me about it. Summer of soccer is intense.
It's intense, and yeah, if you just spent every last day watching the Euros, now watching the Olympics is
Copa. And Copa. Can't forget Copa. We've been out here in the Copa
We're boycotting Copa because reasons.
Because the fields suck. Not that I'm a grass expert, even though I should be because I'm Mexican, but I'm just not. But apparently the fields suck, from what I've heard.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But it's, I guess, yeah, one is a professional organization, the other an amateur one. I mean, I guess, but at the same time, these clubs and the clubs that don't release their players, okay, Mexico, sure, their season already started, but these European players, why go to a preseason, especially if they've already been in the team? Why go to a normal preseason when you could go get literal actual game minutes in a competitive environment and then come back at the beginning of the season? What did you want them to play competitive, real actual minutes instead of preseason?
Depends on how competitive it is. I mean, Bayern Munich training is probably a higher level than Paris Olympics, to be fair.
I mean, but still, training isn't the same as real game minutes, though.
I mean, you could just play training matches, and it's just the same as a game.
A scrimmage is never going to be the same as an actual game, no matter how hard you try to play.
Are the Olympics an actual game?
You'd assume so. Yeah, you're winning a gold medal. That's these people get one. A lot of these people get one shot at winning a gold medal. You got to think they take it pretty seriously.
But these are
the quality great is a different question.
These are not the top guys from each country, and they're not the top countries. And it's just, yeah. I mean, it's not the highest level of competition.
No, yeah, but
I feel like a Gold Cup is a little higher. Level, to be fair.
Well, that's a stretch. That's a stretch. First of all, it's CONCACAF. Second of all, nobody cares about Gold Cup. People care.
Exactly. Nobody cares about the Olympics.
Care about the Gold Cup the same way that most MLS teams care about the Open Cup. All right.
Exactly.
They send their scrubs. They send nobody. The Olympics, they try to send people. The clubs just say no. They just say no. Okay, and Mike brings up a good point. He's a new signing, so it would have been different.
Correct.
Yeah. All We get it. We get it. Alex, apparently you're boycotting every competition in existence.
Dude, no, that little kickers week actually like completely unfair. I mean, I've seen the stats, and the referees are definitely calling it for the toddler division like a lot stricter than for the kindergarten division, and it bugs me. I mean, I like if we need to have consistent refereeing across divisions, or else like what's even the point, you know?
That's fair. I'd rather
Plus they gave me a yellow card for pushing a kid down, so I don't appreciate that.
Sometimes you got to kick them with their down, rub some dirt in it, you know?
Yeah, they're 2 to 3 to Red or Ned's point. They're 2 to 3 weeks late getting into the season. That's for the ones that play like Euro/Copa. The Olympics is much later, so you're talking about basically missing the entirety of preseason camp for a lot of these guys. Like Liverpool plays Real Betis in Pittsburgh in like 2 weeks. Like
really?
It's like next Friday. It's the 26th of July. So it's like 16 days away.
And the Olympics don't even start for another 2-3 weeks.
Right. So you're fully missing like actual preseason games.
Yeah.
Not just like training camp, and for the Olympics specifically, not necessarily for Euros. And like to some degree, like you got to give these guys some time off too. Like if they're playing anything over the summer,
nobody gets time off in FIFA terms.
But like, think about like Virgil van Dijk, who played an entire Premier League season with Liverpool, got to the end, then played an entire European Championship with Holland, and now he's going to get like a week off before Liverpool plays Betis in the United States.
Yeah, but how many starting players are actually playing in that Betis match? Like,
well,
how long are they actually
what Bayern did when they played DC United? They basically split their starters in two and have like their starters and subs basically make two full teams. And then they played the first team in the first half and the second team in the second half. So like everybody played. It just was only 45 minutes, and it was like split up over the two halves. It wasn't like all the starters played at once. But like you're trying to get ready for a season, so like you're trying to get the minutes. To be fair,
yeah, I mean,
but like
fair.
someone like Virgil, you're almost trying to rest him because like poor dude gets a week off and then he's gonna be back in training.
See, that's what you get for being so good. You get rewarded by being one of the best footballers ever by playing year round.
Representing your country.
Who wants to do that, bro? Freaking weirdos. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of the reasons why I never go to those like scrimmages and stuff like that. Like, I think it was Chelsea and Arsenal here in Orlando last year. And I'm like, if I want to go to a Premier League game and watch two Premier League teams, I want to go to an actual competitive match. I don't want my first Premier League experience to be some scrimmage in like 98-degree weather where they're just melting. Their poor souls can't even like run or jog.
They've been practicing for 2 days.
Yeah, just literally practicing for 2 days.
They don't even remember how to kick a soccer ball.
Like, it's just, and on top of that, it's like way overpriced for a stupid preseason scrimmage anyway. So it's like,
yeah. No, it's crazy. Yeah, the Olympics are a very not respected competition because FIFA wants all their own tournaments to be the ones that are respected. So that's on the USOC.
Yeah, sounds like MLS in the Open Cup. Yeah,
basically, yeah.
Yikes.
MLS wants all that money.
Let's get back to this roster real quick. As far as defenders, all right, we have Walker Zimmerman, we have Miles Robinson. They'll probably start, right? John Tolkien and Caleb Wiley, maybe?
Dietz might start some games. Yeah, I would think probably Tolkien, Wiley. I'm gonna assume they're gonna play a 4-3-3. I don't know. I really haven't looked at what this group has been doing in like warm-up games, but that's
the problem, right?
We could go look at the Japan game that they played. To be fair,
yeah, because that's another thing. Like Duncan McGuire is the only real like forward. Like he's the only real striker. Everybody else is like a winger or midfielder.
Nobody really plays striker anymore.
It's tough out here, my guy. Gotta look that up.
How do I find the U23 team for the US instead of the full team?
We'll probably have it. ESPN probably has it, to be honest.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, look at you go. Will Bombito be back for Colorado this week? Most likely. most likely since they got knocked out. What was that, Monday night? Monday night? Yeah. So, or was that last night?
Yeah.
Last night?
It was last night.
No, it was last night. What are you thinking?
I guess so. He played the whole tournament though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would think you're probably okay to start him, but like I wouldn't put him in a prio lineup for sure.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's fair. He did play the whole tournament. He'll probably be on the bench if anything, but it's likely that he gets rotated one more game. You might just want to be careful with that. Mike on the Testament thing. So he was on a Men in Blazers podcast earlier this week with Busio and Zimmerman. They did bring it up. He didn't really comment on it, but he said he wouldn't be a problem. He was going to play through the tournament anyway, and he's already there. So it seems like whatever is going on with that inter transfer isn't going to be a big deal with this Olympic roster, unless they have to know.
He's also getting loaned back to the team he was on last year anyway. So
is he going back to Venetia first?
Yeah, he's from what I've seen, it's a long-term transfer, and then they're loaning him back for a year to Venezia. So,
weird.
Yeah, I mean, typically you'll do that when you want them, but they're not quite ready. They need another year to kind of develop. So yeah, I mean, I don't think he's actually fully transferring teams. To be fair, I think he's in the same setup. I have the Japan game that they just.
But shout out to him and Busio for getting promotion into Serie A. Yeah. They got relegated and got re-promoted again. Good for them.
Big time. They don't leave.
Huge news.
So Schulte was the starter, which is interesting. I would expect Wiley, Zimmerman, Miles, and then maybe I guess Tolkien. Yeah, I think Tessman probably is a starter. I think Jack McGlynn not in this team?
He was, but he came off the bench, I think.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure he did go.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have that info. But he is there. And then assuming it's probably Tessman, Busio, and McGlynn in the middle, right? Because other than that,
that Japan game was from October too.
I mean, there's Georgie. I mean, Mihailovic has been having a crazy good season. And Benjamin Kramaski, which is
you don't bring an overage player and not play him. Yeah. I would think. It does look like they run a 4-3-3 pretty consistently, though. Although, I mean, this is completely that's what's so hard with these, like
trying to figure out what
it's so hard because you don't know. Like, this is not like Brooklyn Reigns is a lot younger.
So is
a lot younger. Like, I don't think is a full U23 team.
Nick Cudi Pietro too. Jackson Hopkins, is that DC and Houston friends?
Yeah.
Oh, and Orlando friends. Shout out Thomas Williams and Alexander Freeman getting his first assist in the MLS. Let's go.
I feel like they played Japan more recently than this. Like they played
totally
in March.
Yeah, it was the last window. It was literally like a few weeks ago. It was right before the Euros and Copa started. That like little international window.
Olympic U23. Let's try that. That's from 2008. Okay. So they have the 2008 Olympics, and then they just jumped to the 2024 Olympics.
Which it's funny that comes up. Can we just laugh at how the United States men's team has not made the Olympics since 2008?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yikes. I thought we were in a golden era.
It's tough to make it from CONCACAF because Mexico always prioritizes the youth teams. So like they are always going to make it.
Yeah. Do they? Because guess who isn't in the Olympics?
They do. And that's why they're not in the Olympics is because the U.S. knocked them out. But they always prioritize the youth teams and typically have much better. They play better as a team when they are youths than the U.S. has. Like the U.S. has produced talent, but they're not. They're gearing it more towards the individual player development as opposed to developing a team. So like that's part of the reason why the U.S. has been terrible at youth competitions for years and years and years. And like I want to say it was like 5-6 years ago they finally started to break through on the youth side. Yeah, it was like Mexico had won like 20 of the 22 previous or something like that.
And where did they all go?
Before that? Well, it's because
Where are they now?
they keep them all together as a team throughout, like, or they used to. I don't know if they still do. They kept them all together as a team in training camps for like months at a time. So like they would get really good as a team, but they weren't fully developing the player themselves.
Right.
Yeah, Mexico won a gold medal a while ago.
Yes. Yeah, that was a while ago.
That was in London, I think. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just different strategies of youth development, and it's always led Mexico to be very good at those competitions. And there's only 2 spots, so like at least one of the Central American, Caribbean teams has always had good talent, as good talent at the youth level as the United States has, and the U.S. has just never cared about having good teams at the youth levels.
Until now.
So until now, and now it's changed quite a bit in the last 5 or 6 years.
Look at this go. As we kind of get through the rest of this roster real quick, are you gonna pick? And I know Sorare hasn't announced what they're gonna do, whether they're gonna do special or not. But like, are you gonna? Well, you probably have most of these.
Dude, I
guys.
have
Are you
all
gonna
these
pick any of
guys.
these guys. I was gonna say you have all
guys.
of them.
I have a U23 focused gallery, so like I actually don't have a keeper. I don't have either of those 2 guys, but I've got Miles, I've got Tolkien, I've got Jack McGlynn, Paredes, Yao.
I have that Paxton rookie. Let's go.
Actually, I don't have
doing okay in Germany.
I don't have as many of these as I thought I did, to be fair.
Mm.
But all of them I've like wanted, or at one point or another.
Especially, and yeah, you got to think about it. There's this, and obviously the tournament could be different ways. We don't know what Sorare is going to do, but then there's going to be 3 lineups in U23 when the new season starts, when the new Sorare starts in August. So it's like it almost, even if not just for the Olympics, if you start picking some of these guys up now early, there's still 4 weeks of like training before the Olympics actually start. You start picking up some of these guys, and then when U23 comes back, might have a nice little roster of US guys now.
To be fair, we did say that the Olympics is not a very high level competition, and there won't be like very great players. This is actually probably going to be one of the better teams. I mean, we'll have to see how they do as a team.
Right, which against Japan apparently looked terrible.
Right, but there's a lot of individual talent on this team, which, I mean, some of the other big countries will have too, France and
for sure.
Like they'll have individual talent, but yeah, we'll see how things play.
But also at the same time, you got to think some of these games are probably going to be midweeks. So there's not going to be a lot of team playing. So even if the scores aren't very high, just having a lineup of 5 guys that are playing might come in handy.
And a lot of these guys, the U.S. plays New Zealand and Guinea, so like
yes, and they have 2 smash matchups after France.
Yeah, not exactly difficult, and you would assume that they would easily get through New Zealand and Guinea and be qualified into the knockouts. So
in theory,
we
said that about Copa America too. We see how that turned out.
In theory, this should be a fairly easy one, but
oh man,
you never know with these things.
But hey, are we going to get 3 games of Duncan Maguire though? Is that what this means? I mean, assuming he probably plays up there, right? I mean, who else is going to play a number 9?
Griffin Yao can play that, and I think I want to say Taylor Booth can play that. I'm not as familiar with Taylor Booth. I know Griffin can play up there. But yeah, Aronson and Paredes are definitely both more wingers. But we just don't have a number 9, though, to be fair. We don't have one at the youth level, don't have one at the senior level. So,
well, I mean, Brandon Vasquez, Pepe, it's not like he's playing at PSV. There was options. They just ain't bringing them. So, I mean, is Jesus Ferrer still under 23? Granted, he's hurt and has had a terrible season,
but he's hurt.
Yeah. I mean, would that have even mattered even if he was healthy? Does he show up to this tournament right now?
Actually, I don't know if he counts as U20. He's 23 right now. I don't know if he counts as U23 Olympic wise or not. It might be under 23. It might be guys born in.
I thought I saw it somewhere. Maybe not, but yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens with this team. I think this team is fun. Being like you've been a big U23 guy, and then just playing sober, I've gotten a little bit more into the scouting youth prospects, kind of following their careers a little bit, and it just helps that Orlando likes to draft a lot of them, which is great. We have a ton of guys like on the fringe of the men's national team and the youth levels and stuff like that. So it's been pretty cool to watch. I'm pretty excited for this tournament. And like you said, they have two smash matchups outside of France. They have a good shot at really doing something. No,
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the other. If there's still an Asian team that's not qualified yet,
really?
according to this, or no, they just didn't put it in here. I don't know. I don't know why they don't have Guinea in here.
No, yeah. Well, that
They
has
just-
to be the other one.
They just haven't updated it, so it looks like Iraq qualified there. So, how many groups are there? There's 4 groups, and it's A and B are matched up. So, assuming we don't beat France, we're playing Argentina in the first knockouts. So, good luck to us. Don't they have Thiago Almada on that team?
Yeah, well, maybe. I don't know. He got the transfer to Brazil, so
he might not play, to be fair, but it's Argentina. I'm sure they've got other people. Yeah, it's kind of important to beat France and not beat, like, I'd so much rather play Morocco, Iraq, or Ukraine, to be fair.
just a little.
But also, I don't know, to be fair, I don't know anything about most of the other U23 teams because, like, I feel like Nigeria is always good at youth levels.
Right.
And, like, they always do fairly well at tournaments, but, like, their senior team is just sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But there's only, I mean, Japan, Paraguay, Mali, Israel, Dominican, Egypt, Spain, Uzbekistan, Iraq, Ukraine, Morocco, Argentina, France, United States, New Zealand, Guinea. Like,
apparently that Ukraine U23 is nasty.
It's
this guy, whoever this is.
Well, is Mudryk on that team? Like, I don't know.
Oh yeah, probably.
Have they played any games recently? Like, this is the thing. Like, SofaScore, I don't feel like is going to give me what the actual rosters are. But yeah, there's teams that just, like, are good and, like, their senior teams aren't great, and so, like, they'll probably be favorites. But, like, of the actual traditional powers, like Spain, Argentina, France, that's really it. There's not a whole lot else outside of that.
Yeah, makes sense. I don't know. I'm excited for the tournament. I hope Sorare does something cool. At least do something.
And also, if we win the group, oh no, we'd want to finish second. We'd want to finish second for sure. We'd kind of want Ukraine to upset Argentina and, like, win that group, and then bump Argentina down. Well, we would be here, face Ukraine, and then not have to face Spain in the semifinal round.
Ooh, there you go.
Because then you get all the way to the gold medal game, and then you get at least something. Like, you get gold or silver no matter what. If you can,
right, which
do
is
that.
a
like,
dub for
you
sure.
You also would have to beat a Ukraine team that beat Argentina. So
yeah.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting. It'll be cool.
I don't know enough about these teams, to be fair.
I just follow the USA team because it's so rare, and everything else we already have them. So hey, something to look at. Something to before we move on to the Open Cup real quick and get the heck out of here. We got to bring up the most important news of the day. Greg Berhalter out.
He gone.
Greg out.
Greg
out. Jurgen Klopp in.
I mean, that part.
Or at least that's what everybody wants. But
that's not confirmed yet. That's big.
Yeah, no.
Dear God, if Jurgen comes into this team and the US goes on a run in 26, like, he's gonna be a legend. He'll never have to pay for anything ever again in his life.
Yeah, that would be a great. Did you see the troll post that he put out? That, like, right after the whole, like, Greg out thing, like, got really popular. He posted about how
post.
Yeah, he put out a great post. How, like, how incredible time he had in
America. Yeah.
Oh, dear Lord, you love to see it. Like, the ultimate troll. Like, he knows his name. And why? First of all, why Jurgen Klopp? Like, of all the names, is it just because he just left Liverpool? Like, why is it him specifically that everyone's like, oh, this is the guy?
He's unemployed, and he's also burnt out. And, like,
that was Gary Smith.
Being a national team coach is, like, a lot less pressure, or, like, a lot less day to day. So like I feel like that kind of is the perfect job for someone who's burnt out. Is like
Bro,
only manage the team for like 2 weeks at a time, 3 times a year. You
they
know,
have no competitive match leading up to the World Cup. Like, they have no competitive matches. Like, they're already
so
qualified. There's no World Cup qualifiers. Everybody else is going to be busy qualifying, and we're just going to be sitting here like, what's up, dude?
yeah, it's like Qatar in 20 whatever it was 20, where they would just play anybody who wanted, like anybody who was like, yeah, we'll play you. They went to like Gold Cup, they went to Copa America, they went everywhere trying to get games in. Yeah.
And he's already coached
Is there
Pulisic.
not a
So,
Gold
like,
Cup?
come on now.
Is there not a Gold Cup in 23 or 25?
I don't think
There's
so.
no Gold Cup next year. They also do, or they
We
used
said
to do that.
competitive.
Well, that is technically competitive.
Who are they competing against? Mexico's dog water. Like, Canada. Which, rest in peace, Canada.
They also used to do like the Confederations Cup, which was nice that the host countries at least got a little something, but now they replaced that with the Club World Cup, and tough scenes. But
yeah, it is.
Yeah, we'll see.
It is tough scenes.
We'll see. I mean, they'll get people to play them.
If you had to choose anybody that's not Jurgen, who would you choose to coach this men's national team?
Pep. The problem is Pep's like still a year away from not wanting to be in Manchester anymore.
Right.
I
don't know, dude. You're hosting the World Cup. Go and pay whoever you got to pay, however much money they want, and make the freaking thing happen. Like, you're hosting the World Cup. This doesn't come around all the time. You got to do it. And you're going to tell, we're going to get grouped in the World Cup, in our own World Cup, the greatest country in the world. Yeah.
No, dude. Like, this is, they're going to what, 48 teams or something. So it'll be like groups of 3, and like you can't get grouped. It's like impossible.
Is that for this one that they're expanding? The World
Cup?
Cup?
They're expanding it for sure. I don't think they've decided yet if they want to do an odd number of groups of 4, or if they want to do like 16 groups of 3 and then have the top 2 teams move on from each group, which is probably the safest way to do it. But also that means the group games are really boring and there could be lots of ties.
Yeah.
So
like the Euros.
Yeah.
Yikes.
But like if you do the groups of 4, you get less ties. But then you got to have that stupid like half the third place teams move on, and like it just gets to be a nightmare.
Yeah, that's why there's so many draws in the Euros, because everybody just kind of everybody can just draw. Every third place got in, basically. Yeah,
you just have to not lose. Yeah.
And if we learned anything, if we learned anything, we're just trying to not lose. It is very boring football. Yikes! Looking at you, Poppy. Looking at you, Southgate.
Looking at you, Berhalter.
Looking at you, Berhalter. It gets your job kicked off.
Bro's out here trying to say, "Oh, Panama, they got leveled against." No,
we'll see. Greg out. We'll see what happens to U.S. soccer. It is a thing. All right.
Now's the time. We've been dreaming forever.
Yes, it is.
Is it Open Cup time?
This is so scary.
Is it Open Cup time? I don't know, man. You're the one at the Open Cup. Shout out ATG Sorare hopping in the chat real quick.
Can you give us a field report of what is happening in Kansas City right now?
Well, I'm not at the stadium yet, so when I get there, I will.
I mean, what are you doing though?
Well,
the game's already started.
What? Are you?
Why you gotta?
Is Chris good?
Yeah. No, it's funny. Anyway, how's it going? How do you see this sporting team doing against FC Dallas? Daniel was in here talking so much smack before you got here.
Yeah, I'm aware. Daniel is very delusional, but our full strength team right now is better than their full strength team. They don't have Jesus, and Paz isn't super Paz like he was about a month ago. Unless it's just Open Cup, that's when he turns up. But
I don't know, man. He got a transfer rumor, and now he wants to play well, so he can get the heck out of Dallas.
Okay, that might be true. I did see that Empoli, I think, is interested. I think that was the team.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I favor us, obviously. We're at home. We are coming off beating them over the weekend, and we were also rotated, but they were also rotated. I'm just excited for how chippy this game is going to be compared to what happened at the end of the game. It's definitely going to make it an interesting watch, and you don't have to sign up for anything now. You just go on Apple TV and watch it. final.
Hey, Open Cup on Apple TV. But our teams
Exactly.
can't play in it, though.
So why does this game even matter when Indy 11 is going to kick either one of y'all's butts?
Yeah, he's not wrong. But if we win, then we host Indy. So
That's true.
That would make them probably they would beat us not as bad if we hosted. So, yeah, I don't know when they draw final hosting priority, but I think it's either tonight.
I think
after our
you guys
game, or
already had
tomorrow.
the final hosting, right?
No, I don't think they've drawn it. They just drew semifinal hosting priority, and we were
That's
top.
so stupid.
What a waste of time.
Yeah,
Just
Yeah,
just draw the rest of the thing, man. Jeez.
yeah. But I mean, my prediction is the same score line as the game on Sunday. The exact same winner too. That would be my guess.
What
I think it'll be.
what
Go ahead.
color Powerade do you think Sporting is going to go with tonight?
I think it's. Is it not Body Armor sponsored?
Oh, it's body armor.
Oh,
Breaking
yeah.
news. Breaking
it's
news live on the
Yeah,
show.
I'm breaking the
Peach
news right
body
now.
armor will be used at
Oh,
Low sugar peach body armor, though.
low
That's
sugar.
literally the greatest drink of all time. If you guys
Yeah.
realize. For our European viewers, it's like better Gatorade.
It's like better Gatorade. Well, thank you so much for that in-depth analysis, Alex, on SKC. You heard it here first, from the ground, live at the Open Cup, because we love the Open Cup.
What other Sorare podcasts have field reporters? You know, like
Brother,
we're
massive.
massive.
all right.
Huge.
Hunter over at Sideline Talk gets John from the MLB Network, but we got on field access. Okay, shout out to Hunter. Go watch that.
Exactly. I'll ask Peter tonight if he wants to come on the show tomorrow.
Ah, yes, perfect. Would love that. Ask him in the post presser when you get to your victory lap over FC Dallas. Don't forget to film things so we can make it short. Thanks.
Ask
What's the
Griffin
dream?
Dorsey too. Ask
I'll
him
ask
if he
him-
wants to come back.
I'll ask Peter what's the dream stack that I should line up this weekend.
Ask him what color body armor he uses.
I might do that. All right.
All right.
I also just want to let y'all know we're not going to get ATL'd. Goodbye.
Thank you, sir. There you
That
go.
was
There you
Alex.
have it. There, that was the Alex. We have him always showing up when we need him to. Yeah. He brought it up. The
it
perfect
doesn't
point.
matter. It doesn't matter. Seattle's winning the Open Cup, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on record. They beat Danny Vitiello, which I thought was impossible, and now here we are. So I don't know what we're playing for anymore. I mean, put the U23 teams in, and just give them the cup already. Let's not waste these games. These are
chance.
valuable games that MLS teams have to play on poor pitches. So let's not make
At
them.
high schools and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
We
Which
better
they
get
were
some
hosting.
video from Alex. We better get some video from Alex. Hey, shout out to Dax McCarty though, getting an Open Cup goal. MLS American legend. All right, Dax
What-
McCarty got a goal. Let's go.
You know that's gonna be his last career goal, right? Like, bro's gonna go out with that one.
in the last Open Cup ever. Dax
yeah.
McCarty, the last Open Cup goal ever.
Oh man, I meant more like his last goal, but yeah, I think someone will still score in the rest of this Open Cup. I think that's
Nope.
It's a tough
Dax McCarty got the
prediction.
last
But
one,
like,
man.
imagine if
Put
it
money
ends
on it.
0-0. Oh no, Seattle's already scored, so it doesn't matter.
Was that a game after though? Which game was first? Oh, that was it.
It was after.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah. Hey, Seattle got through. Okay, let's do this. Do you think there will be another MLS team in this Final Four? We have LAFC
Oh, yeah.
against New Mexico United, which is a USL team. You are the USL guy. Is New Mexico any good? Well, LA,
They're okay.
they didn't play at the weekend, so they technically got
They got some
unplanned
rest.
rest. So do they just go all out in the Open Cup then? Go for a trophy? Why not, right? They're this close.
I don't think New Mexico has much of a chance, to be fair. I don't think
No.
they're I mean, they're okay. They're not bad, but I mean, we should have beat them, and we have 3 wins this year, so on the road. So, yeah. I mean, we didn't know we were bad yet, but we were bad. So yeah, I don't think New Mexico has much of a chance.
Even
But
if they
we'll see.
fully rotate. It'll be interesting to see what lineup LAFC puts out tonight.
Yeah.
Because they got the unexpected rest of the weekend, so hey, why not just kind of throw it in there?
Because then you got to go through Seattle. You already know you got to go through Seattle. I'm like, do you really
So
want
what,
to play
dude,
your
August
your guys
27th to
against Seattle?
28th. That is after Leagues Cup. that is going to be the same problem that Miami, where they got to both finals and they had to play Open Cup and Leagues Cup final, like right at the very end. So, yeah, why not? Why not go for it? You know, I don't know.
I love that these games are like 3 months apart. So like,
it's
team
so
that's
stupid.
in form right now gets to August is like, we haven't scored in a month. Like, just play the freaking tournament. Like, it's not that hard.
Well, that's what happened when Orlando won the Open Cup. Shout out Orlando City, massive club. We beat Red Bull 5-1 in the semi, and then we didn't play Sacramento for like a month and a half, and it was like, and we lost all the games leading into Sacramento. Like, we went on a losing stretch in between those games, and we were like, dude, we're gonna lose the Open Cup. We're gonna lose the USL team. Like, the vibes were so bad going into that final.
Should have lost that
It
game.
sucks. You stop that. You stop that right now. Classic Orlando City fashion. We won the Open Cup against the USL team. Of course we did. No one will ever take it seriously, but it's still real to me.
You've won 2 trophies in your club's history, both against USL teams. So I don't know. One as a USL team.
Oh, hey, trophies are trophies, right?
Yeah.
Trophies are trophies, but
we have a
I don't
trophy.
know.
Remember that?
What?
Remember when we got a trophy last year for being good? And then
your little dinner plate?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now we aren't good anymore.
Fun fact, I've held the Open Cup and it feels amazing.
Fun fact, I have not held the Players' Shield.
I don't even work for the club. I held the cup. Dude.
I was gone that day. I was on vacation. And
Dude,
they all
Chris,
got to do the oh.
You missed picture day?
I missed picture day. I'll never live that down either. Literally that day it went to the owner's house and we've not seen it since.
There you go. Participation
Actually, it was back for the home opener this year, but I still didn't get to hold it.
You haven't held it. Like, you
I
probably
haven't
walk
held
by
it.
it every day.
No, it's not. It's not at the stadium. It's at the owner's house.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
That's so lame, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's not at the stadium.
That is very lame.
I think
So-
we were getting a case made for it or something.
So what? The owner's just sitting there like with a glass of whiskey and cigars, going, "Yep, I won this. Yep,
Eating dinner off the Players' Shield. Yeah.
it's my fucking trophy."
Literally.
Oh, that's funny. Well, even after we won the Open Cup, they did like replica rings for like $300. I'm not gonna lie, I was very tempted to buy one. And I'm to this day, I'm like kind of upset I didn't. But yeah, they had the exact like replica that they gave the players.
Would you rather have one replica ring or 30 Requinhos?
Like real Requinhos or Requinho cards?
Requinho cards, they were like $10 a piece, right?
I don't know. I got like 5, so they were like $6 each. I don't know, something like that.
Well, that's not that bad. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. I would rather have a replica ring, dude. Come on now. The ring is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, but I couldn't bring myself to paying $300 for a replica ring.
To be fair, my fantasy football championship ring from last year is like the nicest thing I've ever held.
Oh, really?
I love it. It's like engraved 2023. Like
nice.
It's heavy. I mean, it's nice. It's real.
Yo, for all the Euro people out here, and for all you non-Americans, basically, like,
what are you doing? First of all,
what are you doing? Do you think that like getting championship rings is cool? Like, is it late? Are you jealous that like over there you guys don't get Yeah, like America's the only people that give people championship rings for like winning championships. Like, they don't do that in Europe. Like, they don't get nothing. They get like a medal.
They're just like, well, we did it. But
and here you win a championship and they have a whole ring ceremony. Everybody gets like a cool, like badass ring. It's yeah, they don't do that in Europe, so it's like foreign to them.
Yeah,
kind of sucks.
Yeah,
like here's your medal, dude.
I'm proud of that one. I'm proud of that tradition.
It's cool. You think they ever adopted it? Probably not. They're stuck in their ways. They're stuck in their ways at this point.
We're stuck in ours too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. But we're all people. We all love each other, and we're all a happy family.
So literally, of the 3 people that work here, well, in sports I mean, baseball is becoming more worldwide, and so is NBA, to be fair.
That's true.
But like the NFL, like it is definitely the world championship. Like there's no other football teams anywhere near as good as the NFL teams are. I was going back to Alex's comment though. So like Zusi brought the Open Cup trophy into the crowd. So of the 3 people that work here, only one of them has actually worked on a team that's won something, and that's the only person who hasn't gotten to hold a trophy. So that seems fair to me.
Well,
And
you just gotta
go. I'm gonna go cry in a corner now, so it's fine.
You just got to be in the crowd, dude. That's it. That's on it. Well, I didn't even get to hold it
The
when because
crowd
Urso
would-
did the same thing. Urso brought it into the crowd. All the OGs got to hold it. All like the presidents and the leaders and all that. And then I didn't get to hold it till after. But
the fans get treated better than the staff does. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
all
they're
I'm saying.
paying you. We don't get paid. We give them money. All right?
That's true. That's true.
So
That is true.
It is tough out here, my guy. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to hop on live. I've come to the realization that like I always want to have these conversations, and I ain't gonna write them down. And so this is the best way for me to just have a conversation about things that are on top of my head. So thank you, Chris, for showing up today and talking to me about the Olympics and the Open Cup and vibing. You know,
Can we get an update on the Trip and B Open? I think this is actually just like the Trip and B Derby. They get a trophy with Trip and B's head on it if they win this game, and it's going pretty well for Charlotte. I think 5 goals for Charlotte so far. They've conceded 5, but Charlotte versus Charlotte is a thing. This is basically the same thing as Manchester United versus Manchester City. Like this is
peak American soccer.
This is peak South Atlantic Division USL League 2. Like it doesn't get much bigger than this, you know? Literally all these teams are in like 2 states. So yeah, like that's North Carolina. I assume North Carolina, West Virginia for some reason. North Carolina, South Carolina, North Carolina. So yeah, pretty peak.
We're doing great. All right. Before we get out of here, shout out to everybody who's here listening to us talk about American soccer. Rest in peace, Berhalter.
America.
Actually, not rest in peace. Just bye, Berhalter.
Get out.
Bye. See ya. Miami tanked for Messi.
No. Atlanta doesn't get Klopp. They must share him with the rest of the country. You shut your mouth, Thomas.
Well, isn't
if
Atlanta...
you take him away, you will loan him to us for the 2026 World Cup.
Isn't Atlanta basically U.S. soccer now, though? So he kind of has a point.
I mean, as long as he's allowed to coach the U.S. team in the World Cup, I'm fine with it. That's got to be written into the contract. He can go
play with the Uniteds if they want.
That's got to be written into the contract. Atlanta's got to release him for the World Cup for the United States. Also, Mike Baston, is that game for a World Championship? It is. It's for the Trip and B World Championship of World Champions.
Shout out Trip and B. We miss Trip and B. We need more Trip and B. I miss Trip. We should get him on the channel. I'm going to say what's up. There you go. It was honestly, in the plan all the time.
If Atlanta hires Jurgen Klopp with a contract that like he has to also coach the U.S. national team, I will be an Atlanta fan. I will be an Atlanta fan till the day I die. If that actually happens, like,
listen, Atlanta is rich now, dude. They sold
if Artie's gonna give Klopp $40 million for 2 years, like coach both teams, here we go. I'm for it. I'm 100% for it. I will. I already have an Atlanta United jersey, to be fair. So, but I'll buy another.
$40 million. They profited $5 million on that.
Yeah, well,
$45 million.
$3 million of that becomes $3 million of that becomes GAM, my guy. So
is it GAM or TAM, bro?
No, GAM. Only $42 million of that is profit. So learn your MLS salary cap rules before you come slandering me. All right.
I can't. There's too many. I can't keep up. They change them every 6 months. I don't know what to do.
1 million, baby. 1 million from each transfer can become GAM.
Their offices are like an hour and a half away. Speaking of offices being an hour and a half away, in Atlanta, we might see you on Atlanta in September.
Wow.
Oh, is this the first time we're talking about it?
I didn't know that was public, but okay.
It's not. I just said we might.
We might.
See?
There's a rumor.
We're live. They're about to pass a new rule.
There's a rumor going around that Atlanta might be the place to be in September for baseball and football. So you better start making your travel plans.
Whoa. You're telling me that there's a baseball stadium and a soccer stadium in the same city that play on the same weekend and also are covered by Sorare? That's crazy. We will see y'all tomorrow with a weekend preview. Yeah, it'll be me and Alex. Chris, the MLS Cardio Guy, will not be here. I think we'll have a surprise guest, world traveler himself.
Is it me?
It
not
might
me.
just be.
It's not.
I don't know. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for everybody who tuned into this little bit of nonsense. And yeah, we'll see you tomorrow for the weekend preview. And go USA, I guess.
Bye, Mom.